Hey, Nick.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Come on in.
We're here in Dallas. Are you born and raised Texas?
No, actually, I'm from Louisiana. We just moved here about a year and a half ago. Came here for a boot camp once, and we actually loved the area. So me and my wife decided to take a drive down and look around the area a bit. And we found this area, and it was so nice. So it was a big life change, but honestly, it was so worth it. So we love it here for sure. I'm definitely a country type guy. I swear I actually get so anxious in the city sometimes. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't like too many cars, like the LA kind of vibes where there's just a million cars, you know, like 3 lanes fully bumper to bumper. I can't stand that stuff, so definitely more of a country kind of dude. I actually like to play other games sometimes, like I'll play like some Rocket League here and there. I play a little bit of WoW sometimes with one of my good friends. Hang out with family, obviously. I usually do that like right after practice, and on the weekends I'll be hanging out with family. Go to the park and stuff like that, some restaurants. Other than that, pretty boring dude, not gonna lie. Try not to go too dark on this one, but one of my older brother's best friend passed away in a car accident. I would do anything to just talk to him for another day. He was like such a genuine dude, and he was a big part of me and my wife's life when we were growing up. He died in 2014, so it's been a while. Yeah, I would do anything to talk to him again. This is gonna sound cringe, but actually, I remember one of the hardest things I've ever done was play StarCraft 2. This game was so hard. I remember playing it in college, and I would be super stressed out playing it because if you mess up one thing, at a high level at least, like you lose the game. So it was like super intriguing to me to see, you know, like pros play the game and be that good and that meticulous about how they play and how they approach the game. I think it would be super cool to master that game in particular. Family, I would say. I love my family, and they're just such a huge part of my life, especially now that I have kids. I love my little kids, and yeah, it's been so amazing having them in my life. It just, every time we see them, it brings a joy to me, and it's amazing, to be honest. My first in-game name was Dark Star because when I was a little kid, my older brother skateboarded, and then I got a Dark Star from one of his friends. It was like a skateboard, and then ultimately it became Dark. So my name was Dark, just D-A-R-K-K. There's not really too much meaning other than that besides the skateboard. If esports wasn't a thing, I'd probably be homeless. No, I'm just kidding. Towards the later end of college, before I dropped out ultimately to pursue a gaming career, I was in school for engineering, so I would probably be doing some sort of engineering job or maybe some IT kind of job, just something involving a computer because it's just something that I've always been fond of, so. I remember playing GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64 with my brothers. It was so funny because obviously when you're playing with your brothers, you always want to like screen peek because it's split screen, and my brother would sit in a room and have like 40 proximity mines outside of his room that he's sitting in. He would just look at my screen, and when I would walk by, he would just hit the button and I would just blow up, and I'd be so mad. I remember my parents didn't want me to play GoldenEye because it was so violent, and I was like 5, so yeah, that's like the earliest I can remember, like a competitive game at least. Yeah, it was actually, the leap of faith was super scary because I was junior in college and I got the invite to go to the 2014 DreamHack Winter Major with ABBA Power. It was actually during the period of my finals week, so I had to make the decision to either skip my finals exams and then go to the major and play with ABBA Power and stuff, or not go to the major and pursue like, you know, my job or my college degree. And ultimately I decided to go to the major, obviously, and I actually tried to get some early exams with my professors, and only like I think 2 of them allowed me to, so I had to get like a 0 on a couple of them, and I was like, all right, this is too hard. And then eventually like my career just took off in Counter-Strike and just went from there. What I love about being a professional player is having people who like I like being like a teacher. I like people that kind of like see me as like an idol. I think it's super niche, and the fact that like I just play a video game and people kind of like see that as like a fortune, I guess. And it's really cool that I can teach people in that way, because I've never really been in a position in my life to like be able to teach someone something like that I'm really good at, because I wasn't like really good at anything before, to be honest. So I've always seen gaming as like that thing that I think I can be really good at. So it's really cool that I can teach people and help people and make them happy. What other game has, I'd say the other game that I played the most besides CS is Rocket League. On Steam in particular. Obviously Valorant is probably second, but that's not on Steam. So probably Rocket League, I would say. I played a bit with like my friends in college, and it's just a game that's like fun, it's competitive, it's like a 5-minute game, so I can just play like a couple games and just get off after. You know, it's not like too competitive to the sense where I'm like grinding it or anything, it's just for fun, but yeah. Because a lot of IGLs in general don't like have the best mechanics, so you need to work on your individual game as well as work on the team play part of the game. You know, like taking that time instead of deathmatching or playing ranked or pugs or whatever, you're taking the time to work alone or work with a coach and like working on set strategies and stuff. So you need to try to find a balance so you can have the best of both worlds and be as efficient as possible on both. Proudest moment is definitely the Intel Grand Slam win in Cologne in 2019. That was by far the best moment. I've never won a major, so I can't say that, but the Intel Grand Slam is the closest thing to it. And it's definitely pretty prestigious because not many teams have done it so far. And it's very funny to hear when people say Intel Grand Slam winner, because I hear it a lot, especially from my teammates, just like making fun of it, but I am super proud of it for sure. It's a nice accolade to have. It's something I didn't ask for, but it's something that just happened because Marvel and Liquid had a partnership. They were like, do you want to do a shoot to be Captain America for a day at a tournament? I was like, sure, why not? And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna throw my hair back. So I did it, and I took some cool pictures and some cool videos, and obviously like I was the captain of Team Liquid, so people just started calling me that, so. The best venue has to be Cologne. I think it has like the most memories, I would say, and like CSGO in particular. I mean, it's literally called the Cathedral of Counter-Strike for a reason. Whenever people think of, like, see this building, it's like iconic. So, I mean, for me in particular as well, it's like where we won the Grand Slam, so I'm super fond of it, and I think most people would say that's probably the best venue. My favorite knife that I like to use was the Butterfly Sapphire, the blue one. It was all blue. I just think it looks the coolest, and it's like pretty simple and minimalistic, and yeah, that one's cool. And then also the M9 Ruby, I think, but that one's way too expensive. I'm not paying that much for pixels. I guess like the Reaver Karambit's a pretty nice skin. I actually want the Champions, I don't know what year it was a Champions like Karambit. I think that one looks pretty cool. The transition from CS to Valorant again was, this is my second time doing it, so this time was definitely easier because I understand the game more and it wasn't as new, or it was more just me catching up to stuff. The mechanics aren't like too different. It's just like different shooting styles and like you spray less, so it's more like aim centric, I would say. That was probably the biggest thing, is like getting used to just the different shooting styles of the game, and also like spraying less, because in CS you spray all the time. I was spraying all the time in Counter-Strike, especially as like an anchor because you're trying to multi-kill. So like that's like the biggest transition, but other than that, I mean, it was pretty easy, I would say. Mechanically, I would say Russ, like Twists, I would say. I think he had the cleanest aim. Elige also has really clean mechanics. Best player overall? It's a hard question. I think overall, I think probably Twist, I would say. I think he's just like, one, he's a very good teammate, he's very calm, and he also brings that hype when he needs to bring. Very good mechanically, very good in clutches, very good pistol player. He can op. He can pretty much do everything. And then Elige is right there with him as my second. I think they're both just incredible. Actually, I mean, compared to my teammates at least, I feel like I haven't spent that much. Maybe like a couple grand, like not too much. Because what I'll do is I usually like, I'll spend money and then I'll like either trade it or something and like get another skin. Ultimately, like I'm not like putting too much money into it or anything. Honestly, Valorant gets me because they have the bundles that you can't sell, and I just spend money. I'm like, why'd I do that? Like the skin sucks. We're doing really good, I would say. I think the team is improving at a very fast rate. I think the biggest thing was getting me caught up and understanding, like, I just needed reps basically and to study the game and see like how the meta has evolved since I've been gone, and it's been fun actually. I've been learning a lot since I came back, and I feel like I learned something every scrim still. I'm gonna have to go with nitr0. Coming from Counter-Strike as well, like when it's you and your secondary caller in a clutch, you just like understand how each other approach the game and like how we think. So, and he's also a dad, so like we already have the dad buff, you know. My perfect playing environment is definitely not cold. I feel like when I'm cold, I can't move my fingers, but also don't like it to be too hot because then like your hands get all sweaty and you gotta keep wiping your hands. Like you'll see in tournaments, I'm always like wiping my hands, like because sometimes it's hot in venues and stuff. Not cold, but like warm, where I can wear like a short sleeve shirt and be fine, you know, not have like goosebumps or something. I've been in both conditions, and honestly, the cold one is the worst.